So what are you setting up there?
This is my Ampeg SCR-DI pedal. It gives me sort of Ampeg sound in a box, even though I use a Hartke brand amp. You might ask, well, Jake, Ampeg makes amps, like that's their main thing. Why didn't you just get an Ampeg amp? Because I didn't really know any better
Right.
when I bought this. No, I really love this amp, but it's a nice neutral sound, I think, but it's also very nice and punchy. But the Ampeg sound is sort of growly in nature, and the distortion circuit on this thing is just fantastic. It's a nice, almost kind of a fuzz thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's just more tonal options. Yeah. Hi. Baby boy. So yeah, that's the pedal I'm setting up.
Cool.
So this also has a through output, which sends a copy of the unaffected sound, anywhere else. And I do that to record a DI track, which, if you don't know, is just like a clean, totally unaffected bass signal. And sometimes people use just that for recording bass. I like to record the amp itself and have a DI so I can have more tonal options later when I mix. Yeah, it's just good to cover all your bases if you can.
Darcy, what do you think?
I'm recording at a sample rate of 88.2 kilohertz. Sample rate is just a part of recording onto a digital medium, such as a computer. It's how many times let's see if I can remember this right. If I recall correctly, it's how many times the computer sort of takes a picture of the signal, and the more times per second it does that, the higher quality the signal capture is. Most files you hear, if you're just casually listening to music, are going to be at 44.1 kilohertz per second sample rate. I'm sorry, not kilohertz per second. Kilohertz. Hertz itself means vibrations per second.
Mm-hmm.
So that's...
It's like ATM machine.
Yeah. So most music you listen to is going to have a sample rate of 44,100 kilohertz. And there's this rule called the Nyquist theorem that states that the highest frequency you can possibly have in a signal is half of the sample rate. So if you're at 44.1 K or kilohertz, the highest frequency that can be in that is 22.05 kilohertz, which is 2.05 kilohertz higher than what humans can audibly hear. Audibly hear, is that redundant? Whatever.
It's okay.
So you might be asking, well, then why would you record it anything higher than 44.1, since that already covers things that we can't hear. You can't hear above 20 kilohertz, but you can sort of feel it. It's kind of hard to explain, but the point is, if you start with a bigger palette or a wider spectrum of frequencies, then once you start affecting those and mixing and whatever processing you do, it's kind of better. This is a subjective thing. There's no real rule for this, but most people record at higher sample rates so they can capture more information to begin with. So they're not working with a reduced spectrum. It's kind of splitting hairs a little bit, but that's whatever. The way to make changes in it is so easy that It's like, who cares? Just if you want it, you want it. If you don't, you don't. Did I say that was going to be a quick explanation?
Are you ready? Yeah, that's a bass. Yeah, the sound's coming out of there. You're right.
Yeah. That's the scrambler part of this pedal. Yeah, it's just a really nice distortion sound. Especially if you're working with a fretless like I am for this one. Why am I playing my fretless? Because I think this song has a sort of a mellower feel to it, even though it's still like kind of upbeat, but I want it to be, you know, more doo-doo-doo and less dang-dang-dang with the bass.
Those are very technical terms.
Yes, extremely. The only other bassists will understand. And I wanted to play this one for at least 2 out of the 6 songs. Because I mean, just listen to those slides. Like, so much fun. Just the piezo pickup in it sounds like an upright.
Yeah.
You know, that's and then add the scrambler. Today I'm tracking bass for Alone, the 3rd track on the EP. Here we go. And that's the whole bass part.